Hey guys, I'm Darshak Shah, currently pursuing my bachelor's and master's in biomedical engineering at Drexel University. My concentration is biomechanics and human performance. I decided to choose biomechanics as my concentration after the second internship that I did at Synthes. My tasks in Synthes involved designing spinal implants and instrumentations using the 3D designing software called Pro Engineer. I also worked closely with my manager and orthopedic surgeons to make patient-specific implants. While at Sindhis, although I worked in the product development department, I was really fascinated by the work the sales representatives did for the company. Besides the high salaried job, the sales rep closely worked with the surgeons in the operating room. They got a lot of field experience in the operating room and were able to receive patient feedback, which I believe is really important in this industry. I think that after graduation, my short term goal would be to start working as a product development engineer in a medical device company and then later on climb up the ladder and become a sales representative for the company. However, my long term goal would be to start up my own company, that is, to be self employed. I would like to establish my company in India. Having been born and brought up in India, I feel that I have the responsibility of returning my services back to the motherland. Right now, the healthcare situation in India is really bad. About 90% of the population does not have health insurance, and as a result, cannot afford expensive medical services, equipments, and implants. So, by leveraging the knowledge and the experience that I would have obtained by working in the United States companies for at least 3 to 4 years, I would like to start my own company which provides low cost, high quality, affordable implants to the poor people living at the bottom of the pyramid. I'm using this term the bottom of the pyramid because it is a huge market of more than 2.5 billion people who earn less than $2.50 a day, that is below the poverty line. I first came across this term while reading the book called Fortunes at the Bottom of the Pyramid by Professor Prahlad Kakkar, who used to teach at University of Michigan. So coming back to the original question of starting up a company, it's not going to be an easy task no matter whether you start it in the United States, in India, or any other part of the world. It is also not easy for anyone to give up their high salary job in the United States and start their own company. Hence, I would like to make sure that I start my company as early as at least 4 to 5 years after getting some experience, thus limiting my opportunity cost. That is, the longer I work for a company, the higher would be my opportunity cost. Another important thing is the startup cost. Starting a manufacturing facility from scratch is not an easy task. I might have to talk to local entrepreneurs or other huge corporations who might be interested in my vision of manufacturing medical equipments at a fraction of cost compared to the foreign multinationals. Getting approval from India's regulatory body would be another tough nut to crack. Also, another important thing to note is that running such a large project requires a lot of expertise. Having received all my, or I would have received, all my training in US, and hence I would like to make sure that I hire locals who have the knowledge of the demographics and the patient needs. And finally, my solution to creating such a huge company which can provide low cost medical services to the people is economics of scale, that is the applying the Walmart model to this company. Economics of scale will be really useful in overcoming the large operating expenses that the company will incur during the initial stages of the startup. If my startup is able to capture even 1% of the 2.5 billion people living under the bottom of the pyramid, it is about 25 million people, and that is quite a significant number. And hence, I believe that keeping the profit margin low and having large volumes of patient would serve the purpose of helping the poor and at the same time generating a considerable amount of revenue. And hence, I feel that my company would also be based on the same motto. It's serving the maximum amount of people and keeping the operating revenues and keeping the profit margins low and then gradually and slowly we can develop a really stable company which can serve many more people. Thank you.